When we hear the name Vandals, our minds immediately conjure an image, one of chaos, destruction, and the infamous sacking of Rome. It's a word synonymous with wanton destruction, a dark stain on the glorious tapestry of the Roman Empire. But that single, destructive event, while undeniably pivotal, is merely the brutal endpoint of a story, far grander, far more complex, and far more astonishing. This is the incredible true story of an entire nation, men, women, and children, numbering in the tens of thousands, who embarked on a relentless 4,000-mile Odyssey across a crumbling Roman world. Driven by climate, ambition, and sheer desperation, they walked from their distant homelands, crossed a frozen Rhine on foot, fought their way through Gaul and Spain, and then, with audacious ingenuity, built a navy from scratch to conquer the rich Roman province of North Africa. From this new powerful kingdom, they would finally launch the fleets that would sail across the Mediterranean to deliver the fateful blow to Rome itself. This is the untold saga of the Vandals. More than just destroyers, they were survivors, strategists, and pioneers who profoundly reshaped the map of the late Roman Empire. Our incredible journey begins not in the chaos of a collapsing empire, but in the distant, ancestral homelands of the Germanic tribes known as the Vandals. Around the 3rd and 4th centuries AD, they inhabited regions that stretch across modern-day Poland, Ukraine, and Hungary. Like many Germanic peoples, they were skilled warriors, farmers, and artisans, living on the fringes of the vast Roman Empire. Their interactions with Rome were initially varied, sometimes as trading partners, sometimes as formidable adversaries, and often as mercenaries within the Roman legions. But their existence was increasingly precarious. Climate change, leading to colder, harsher conditions, put pressure on their agricultural lands. More ominously, the westward migration of more ferocious nomadic peoples from the Asian steppes, most notably the Huns, created an irresistible push. The arrival of the Huns in the late 4th century unleashed a domino effect across Europe. Tribes like the Goths were pushed into Roman territory, straining its resources. The Vandals, too, found themselves caught in this maelstrom, facing a stark choice: be annihilated or move. They were not merely an invading army, they were an entire nation uprooting itself. This was a Volkerwanderung, a migration of peoples, a vast, desperate movement of families, clans, and all their worldly possessions, driven by an existential threat to seek new homes and new futures in the Roman West. Their destination was unknown, but their path was clear: west, into the very heart of the crumbling Roman Empire. The first great decisive step in the Vandals' epic journey occurred on the bitterly cold night of New Year's Eve, 406 AD. After battling their way to the Roman frontier, the Vandals, along with allied tribes like the Alans and Suebi, found the mighty Rhine River frozen solid. This was an opportunity they could not ignore. With Roman defences stretched thin and the legions preoccupied with internal strife and other barbarian threats, the Vandals seized the moment. They crossed the frozen Rhine not as a raiding party, but as an entire people, pouring into the rich Roman province of Gaul. This act was more than just an invasion. It was a watershed moment, a symbolic breaking of Rome's supposedly impenetrable northern frontier, a point of no return for both the Vandals and the Empire. Having breached the Rhine, the Vandals spent the next 2 grueling years fighting their way across Gaul. This was a land of Roman cities, villas, and roads, but also Roman garrisons and local resistance. Their path was marked by widespread destruction as they foraged, fought, and survived against a crumbling but still formidable empire. It was a brutal, existential struggle for survival. They were not merely seeking to conquer territory, but to find a safe place to settle, to live, to simply endure. Each skirmish, each siege, each mile covered was a testament to their incredible resilience and their desperate will to survive as a people. From their distant homelands, across a frozen river, and through the fire of Gaul, the Vandals had already accomplished one of history's most epic migrations. Their journey was a relentless saga of survival against overwhelming odds, a testament to the human spirit's capacity for endurance in the face of collapse. As we pause to reflect on this incredible Odyssey, consider, what if, at this point, the Roman Empire had found the strength to repel them? What if the Vandals had simply vanished back into the mists of history? The map of Europe and, indeed, the world would be utterly different. If this captivating journey through a collapsing ancient world has stirred your curiosity, I invite you to become a part of the Dusty Codex community. Subscribing not only helps us uncover more of these profound lost histories, but also lets you join a quiet corner of the internet where we explore the what-ifs and forgotten tales that shaped our world. Before we follow the Vandals into Spain and a dramatic shift in their destiny, tell us, what's one lost piece of history you'd love to see brought back to light? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation alive. After 2 years of relentless fighting and moving through Gaul, the Vandals, still an intact people, pushed further south. In 409 AD, they crossed the formidable Pyrenees Mountains, pouring into the Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain. This new territory, vast and less densely populated by Romans, offered a chance for a more permanent settlement. Spain became a new battleground. They fought not only with the remaining Roman forces, but also with other barbarian groups already present, carving out territories. The Vandals, particularly the Hasdingi branch, eventually established a kingdom in Galiacia, northwestern Spain, while their allies, the Silingi Vandals, settled in Baetica, southern Spain. For a brief period, they thought their epic march was over, but the relative peace was short-lived. The Visigoths, another powerful Germanic group, pushed into Spain, forcing the Vandals to consolidate their position in the south. It was at this critical juncture, in 428 AD, that one of history's most brilliant and ruthless strategists, Gaiseric, became king of the Vandals. He quickly realized that Spain, with its constant infighting and land scarcity, was a trap. He looked south, across the narrow straits, to a land of unimaginable wealth and strategic importance, Roman North Africa. This was an unprecedented move for a land-based barbarian people. Gaiseric, with audacious vision, ordered the construction of a fleet. They had no real maritime tradition, yet he understood that control of the seas would be key to securing their future. This was not just a crossing. It was a strategic invasion, and it would change their destiny forever. In 429 AD, Gaiseric led his entire people, reportedly around 80,000 souls, including their families and possessions, across the Straits of Gibraltar into Roman North Africa. They faced a formidable journey across the Mediterranean, and upon arrival, an even more formidable task: conquering a rich, heavily fortified Roman province. North Africa was the breadbasket of Rome, supplying grain and olive oil to the heart of the empire. Its cities were wealthy, its infrastructure well developed. For 10 grueling years, Gaiseric's Vandals fought their way across the province, slowly but surely taking control. Their ultimate prize, however, was Carthage. In 439 AD, they captured the city, making it the capital of their new independent kingdom. With Carthage in their hands, the Vandals transformed themselves from land-based migrants into a formidable naval power. Gaiseric shrewdly understood that control of the sea meant control of the Mediterranean's trade routes, and ultimately a direct threat to Rome itself. They built an even larger, more powerful fleet, raiding Roman shipping and disrupting the vital grain supply. Their North African kingdom became a thorn in the side of the Western Roman Empire, a constant threat to its lifeline. Rome launched numerous expeditions to retake Africa, but Gaiseric, a master of strategy, repeatedly defeated them. His Vandal kingdom was now an undeniable, permanent force in the Mediterranean, a testament to their incredible adaptability and resilience. Finally, in 455 AD, the ultimate act of their long Odyssey came to pass. Seizing upon political chaos in Rome, Gaiseric launched his fleet from Carthage and sailed for Italy. After a surprisingly easy entry into the city, the Vandals proceeded to meticulously strip Rome of its wealth. Unlike the Visigoths' sacking in 410, which was more violent, the Vandal sacking of 455 was more systematic and methodical. For 2 weeks, they plundered the city, taking immense amounts of treasure, including priceless religious artifacts. They did not burn the city to the ground, but their thoroughness earned them an enduring, infamous reputation. The Vandal kingdom in North Africa would last for another century, a powerful player in the post-Roman Mediterranean. Their unique blend of Germanic culture, Roman infrastructure, and a formidable navy left an indelible mark on history. Though eventually conquered by the Byzantines, their story stands as one of the most remarkable sagas of migration, survival, and strategic genius in the ancient world. They began as a desperate people walking from Poland and ended as masters of a seafaring empire, forever changing the course of the Roman world and leaving a legacy far more complex than a simple act of vandalism.